Hello, our spooky, lovely friends. Welcome to Should I Watch That? This is our special Halloween episode.
And I'm Rachel, and we are here to spook your little brains out today. A whole spooky season. Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna start like with my little background, y'all. I was born and raised in North Carolina, United States, and as a little Southern girl, I was so strange and weird, and always loved paranormal stuff, supernatural stuff, scary stuff. We would like build a fort. Me and my cousins and my siblings would like build a fort under the dining room table and tell scary stories. And I would read like the R.L. Stine Goosebumps books. And I mean, I was a spooky little creature, okay? And I still am, and I love it. So this is my like all-time favorite time of year. So Halloween and spooky season just has a special little place in my black, cold, dead heart. So I'm especially happy to talk to you all today because we're going to talk about mine and Janet's favorite spooky movies. Janet has just movies, but I've got a couple TV shows on my list. But we kind of wanted to just treat you all to some of the things that we really like in the spooky universe, and hopefully you like too.
And if you haven't heard of some of these movies or TV shows, maybe this is your opportunity to take a couple of notes and pick something to watch over the next week or for the rest of your life, because it doesn't have to be just at Halloween.
That's correct.
And you are still a spooky little creature, and I appreciate that about you.
I sure am.
So similar to Rachel, I was actually born in Virginia, but spent the majority of my life living in North Carolina. And I was such a good little girl. I knew I was weird, but I never hadn't met any weirdos to like to mesh with yet. And I was part of a church youth group. And sometimes if it wasn't really churchy youth group things on a Sunday night, we would go to somebody's house and watch a movie. And I was too young to watch what I watched, but we all watched A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh my God.
I had never seen a horror movie before. I didn't even know these.
How old were you?
I think I could drive. So maybe 16. But again, kind of a protected young lass I was. Taken aback, if you want to call it that, by Nightmare on Elm Street. I had never seen such a thing. And I think that's maybe around the time my dark and twisty side started to shine. So yeah.
Yeah. I love that for you.
Thank you.
I specifically remember my first horror movie was at I think I was turning 11 and had a sleepover with a bunch of friends. And my mother let us watch the original It.
The clown.
Yes, it was so scary. And all of us little 11-year-old girls, 10 and 11, screaming our brains out. I was so scared. So yeah, that was peak parenting there.
Rachel, I literally, and I'm not making this up for a dramatic podcast moment, I just had a flashback. I was probably closer to 10 or 11 myself. My parents had gone out for the night, and I stayed with my grandma and grandpa. And I don't even know the name of this movie, but that was the first scary. Oh my God, it's all coming back to me. There was a weird little creature that looked sort of like he was from a tribal region or Africa or something. And he looked
like a shrunken head.
But he had a body. He was like a tchotchke, a really weird one that would anyway, but he comes to life. And he's chasing the woman around the house. Like he's hiding under the bed and he bit her ankle. Like she puts him in the microwave and tries to kill him and she can't.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if my grandparents really realized what was happening until we had gotten farther into it. Traumatized me. Tears.
Oh.
as a young child.
Uh-huh.
Whew. That
And
was
we
rough.
still remember.
I just went back there in my mind.
That's hilarious. You know, I feel like my parents let me watch a lot of things they shouldn't have when I was too young. Just saying. But, you know, that was growing up in the 80s and 90s. They didn't give a shit. We were feral.
And that's what makes you the beautiful woman you are
Thank
today.
you. Yes.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
they didn't teach me about credit score or credit card or anything useful in life, but I did learn how to play kick the ball or kick the can or whatever. Some of
Mhm.
those outside games that kids don't play anymore. Anyways, enough
Anyways,
nostalgia. Are you ready to get kicked off? You want to get started on our list?
let's do it. Let's
Okay.
do it.
So, dear listeners, Janet and I compared lists, and these first 5 that we're going to talk about were on both of our lists. So, we created our little list separately, and then we were like, oh, look, these are the ones we have together. So, we want to start off with those. And first and foremost, I want to start with The Shining, which was
Mhm.
released in 1980, and it stars Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall. And it's about a writer's descent into madness unfolds as isolation and sinister forces take hold in a remote mountain hotel. Spooky stuff.
So spooky. And this one was directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Mm-hmm.
It, it was, I can't even put my finger on what made it so frightening.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the hotel was a character in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Absolutely.
it was and if anybody hasn't seen The Shining, like, I'm sorry, it's time, catch up,
It's
y'all.
so good.
Um, but Jack Nicholson really sold
Yes.
it. I mean, he's got the creepiest smile,
Mm-hmm.
and his whole affect is just not normal, and it was
Yeah,
perfect for this role and for this movie.
it was perfect. And um, this was based on a book written by Stephen King.
Mhm.
And we've got a couple other Stephen Kings out there, but Stephen, if you've read Stephen King, in my opinion, I'm a big reader. His books are thick and they are hard to
Mhm.
get through because they are
Mhm.
just really dense. But the movie, I feel like the film did, you know how sometimes book to movie adaptations aren't so good? Stephen King's adaptations, for the most part, are pretty decent, and The Shining is one of them. I mean,
Mhm.
it was just so well made and like just stands the test of time. I think I rewatched this earlier this year too. I was like, you know what? I haven't watched this movie in forever. It was on. I was bored. It's so good. It's just
Mhm.
spooky.
So sp and the little girls at the end of the hallway, like, that
Mm-hmm.
always creeped me out too.
Yes, and red rum.
Oh, I know,
That
that
was
little
actually pretty
kid.
good.
Oh my gosh.
Ew, ew,
I'm
so
so
spooky.
scared I have to hang up now. The only and this is sort of like an off thing, the only thing about it was Shelley Duvall, and I've seen, like, background, like, the making of and things like that, and apparently Stanley Kubrick, like, pushed her
Mm,
to a breaking point, having her, re refilm scenes over and over again until he got what he wanted, to the point where she was emotionally
yeah.
unstable with some of the days of filming. Um, but I also would never have put her with Jack Nicholson. Like, she would never have been my first choice as an actress for that movie. I wouldn't have put somebody like a Margot Robbie. I wouldn't have put someone, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that hot and gorgeous or whatever as the lead. But Shelley Duvall always felt like a weird choice to me, and I not that that's relevant because the movie
Yeah. No, I
will
thought
mess
she
you
did
up.
really well.
So
And you can tell that she's
just
probably having a legitimate mental breakdown. So she did
mhm,
a great
mhm.
job. They did it.
They did it.
Next up, oh, you want to do the next one?
Okay.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Okay.
No, go
Next
ahead.
up, we've got Paranormal Activity, and this was released in 2007. And they have more now. There's, I don't know, sequels and such. But it stars Katie Featherston and Micah
Mhm.
Sloat. and it's told through found footage. A young couple sets up cameras to capture the eerie presence haunting their home. I just thought that this movie was so scary, like, especially the first time I saw it, I think it's that found footage perspective that just makes it so spooky. Oh, excuse me. So I really like that one. Tell us, Janet, about you.
I I love the
Mhm.
found footage concept. Um, and even if I watch fiction that's set up as found footage,
Yeah.
clearly like Paranormal Activity, it still creeps me the fuck out every time because I just jump straight into believing it. But for me, with Paranormal Activity, half the time it's like you can see
Mhm.
scary things that scare you, but sometimes the absence of the scary thing is just as scary, and
Yeah.
that's what really got me about this one, because
Yeah.
you never see the monster, like, you're always waiting for that monster at the end or that ghoul or demon or
Mhm.
whatever is doing this to them, but when they start
Oh,
recording
yeah.
themselves sleeping at night, and they're flipping and flopping and twisting and turning, and then all of a sudden,
Yes.
she gets up, and she's standing, and she's just
Oh,
watching him sleep. Or then you see the covers slowly, like the sheets pulling away from them, but there's
yes.
nothing down there pulling the sheet.
Yes. And those like
Uh,
go back to like
uh,
childhood
yeah.
fears, like you don't put your feet outside the covers at night. You don't dangle your foot over the side of the bed, okay? That plays on like those childhood fears a lot too, which I mean, my daughter's 8 and she
Mhm.
still like says things like that, like, "Mom, I can't have my foot out." Like cover. So I feel like that's a very universal thing. And yes, so scary. Oh, I found that especially the first one. I don't know that I've seen the sequels or anything, but the first one got me. I was like, "Holy shit, this is scary." Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you get sucked in.
Yeah.
You can't look away because you keep waiting for that
Yeah.
thing to show
Very
up, and it
spooky.
never shows up. Mm. Hey, and tell your beautiful daughter that she can't kick her foot out now, but once she hits menopause, she'll be kicking everything
100%.
out from underneath the
Yes.
covers. So
Yes.
no matter if
Correct.
they're demons or not. So
All right, next up on both of our favorites list is, well, favorites. I don't know if I'd call them favorites, but the spookiest. This next one,
mhm.
Hereditary. Released in 2018, it stars Toni Collette and Alex Wolff. And this is about a family unravels horrifying secrets about their ancestry after the death of their matriarch, leading to an unholy fate. Now, I got to tell you something about this movie. I've seen it exactly one time,
Mhm.
and I don't think that I could ever watch it again, but it sticks with me to this day. And I think it's the same for you, Janet. We've talked about this one before, not on the pod, but just in life. It is crazy.
Mhm. This one and also another one on our list were both
Hmm.
directed by Ari Aster. If you are familiar with him, I suggest you watch everything he's been involved in.
Yeah.
If you're dark and twisty. Um, and I don't know if my friend William is listening to the podcast, but I'm going to message him and tell him that it's all his fault because he knew I'm a
Hmm.
movie TV show girl, and someone had recommended that he watch Hereditary. So he messaged me one night and he said, "Have you ever watched this?" I said, "I've never even heard of it." And he goes, "Well, watch it for me and see if you think I would like it." So, of course, like you
Hmm.
said, what else am I going to do? I was
Correct.
permanently damaged by what I saw
Yes.
on the screen in this movie,
Oh,
and I messaged him after it was over and told him that any therapy that I needed to resolve my issues after watching this movie
yes.
would be billed to him, and it was all his fault, and that I would never forgive
Yeah,
him
it's
for
hmm
asking
and
me to watch it.
we're gonna
I
spoil it. There's a decapitation scene, everybody. That's the one that got me. You anticipate it because of
and
the
I saw it
series of
coming.
events that lead up to it, and it is just as horrifying as you would think it would be, and then some. So, yeah, we have been scarred
And I think I guess maybe anticipation
Yes.
is one of the key things in this movie that damaged me, because after said decapitation, and again, a little bit
Mhm.
spoiler here, the son comes
Mhm.
home, parks the car in the driveway, whatever, gets out of the car,
Mhm.
goes upstairs, and goes to bed. And the next
Yes.
morning, you know what is waiting for mom and dad. You're just,
Mm-mm.
and you can't stop it.
Ugh.
You know what's going to happen. And I have never felt
Yeah,
anything like
it's a
that in
sickening,
another
like,
movie
I
that I've
can
watched,
still close
ever.
my eyes right now and picture that scene, and it still makes me wanna vomit. So, yeah, I would say if you like
Mhm.
the spooky scaries, then that's one to watch.
And it's not just kind of gory in that sense. There's a
Yes. Yeah, there's
overwhelming
more to it than that,
supernatural
but that one
aspect
particular
to it.
thing is really
Yeah.
what sticks in my brain.
So,
So next on the list for,
whew.
us that we both had is Midsummer, and that was released in 2019, and that's by the same director,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, okay. So this one
Mhm.
stars, Florence Pugh and Jack Rayner, and it's about a grieving woman joins her boyfriend's friends for a Swedish festival that turns from serene to unspeakably sinister under the midnight sun. And similarly to Hereditary, it's just like has aspects of it that are just horrifying. And dare I say, body horror. I think I'm realizing that I am
Mhm.
mostly grossed out and scared by body horror type things because it just feels real, you know? Like,
Mhm. But it's
correct.
unnatural at the same time, but you're seeing it
Right.
happen,
And
and it
because
feels
it's
real in the
happening to
moment if you're into
bodies
the
and we
movie.
have a body, you know what I mean? Like, that's what makes those types of movies scary for me is like, oh, I just like, oh, oh.
Okay, so I have a question. So, like, if I didn't have a body and I was just like a free floating head, would it bother me as much, do
I
you
don't know,
think, in
Janet.
your
You tell
professional
me.
opinion?
I've never been a free floating
Okay.
head.
Okay. All right.
So I wouldn't know.
Ah, so the other thing about Midsummer, and I always want to call it
Mm-hmm. That's spicy.
Midsommar, but I know it's Midsummer, the way it's spelled. Um, the fact that it was so freaking
Yeah.
dark and twisty and strange and Ari Aster-ish, but the whole time the sun was shining so brightly, and it was green grass and blue skies and
Yes. I was just thinking
juxtaposition.
it.
Is that the word I'm looking for? It
Yeah.
crazy, crazy to me how you can have something that bright and
Yes.
beautiful and what should be happy, because who like a beautiful blue sky, sunny
It
day,
sure
green
did.
grass, like, and
It
then
sure
it
did.
just fucks you
So that
up.
was a goodie. The next one on our list is The Blair Witch Project, and that was released in 1999. And a little fact about this one, I think I'm pretty confident that this was the very first scary movie I saw in theaters. So in 1999, I would have been like 15, almost 15, 14, 15. And I remember being scared shitless. So this movie stars Heather Donahue, Joshua Leonard, and Michael C. Williams. My gosh. And this is another found footage movie. It's where three filmmakers vanish in the woods while documenting the local legend of the Blair Witch. And this was also like pre-reality TV. So it felt extremely real. It was one of like the first of its kind of. So I remember thinking after I saw it that it was real. Yes, they
And
did.
they hyped it as real. I mean, like all of and that's probably one of the biggest, hyped up movies that I recall in, the
Mhm.
last however many years. But they really promoted it like it was something that actually happened and
Yes.
that the Blair Witch was real, and even at the beginning of the movie, they had
Yes.
interviews with people asking
So
them
and
about the
it
Blair
worked.
Witch, and I it yes, and I had that was the first movie I had seen,
Mhm.
like, the found footage kinda thing, and again, it there's something that just feels so real about it. It feels
Yeah.
unscripted, even though it is scripted. Because you're like, I'm just holding up a video camera, or a phone. Back in the day, it was a video camera.
But I think that also speaks to
Um,
the time it was
eh,
released because we hadn't been experienced to we're so desensitized now to reality TV and everything being on video and camera and whatever. Wasn't that way when this was released. So I feel like that helped it
mhm,
be scarier at the time. I think if this was released, I think if it was
I
released
think so.
now, people would not react the same.
No.
Sure.
I mean, it might do okay. It would probably
Yeah.
go straight to
Yeah.
Netflix or something. Yeah. Um, I also remember when at the end of the movie, I was like, I should take a Dramamine because they were
Yeah,
kind of
that
all
is
over the
true.
place with the camera.
That's true.
But the last scene, and I feel like at the time I saw this movie, I was pretty much used to resolution of some sort when I
Mhm.
watched movies or TV shows. And at the end of the movie, he's just standing facing the corner in
Mm.
that house in the dark, and it was over,
So
and my
scary.
mind was
Ooh.
blown.
Mm.
And whew, ugh,
So that's
yeah.
that wraps up our top
All right.
our 5 that were crossovers for both mine and Janet's list. So Janet, do you want to do the next one off of your list?
Sure. And I mentioned this kind of earlier in the
Mhm.
episode, but A Nightmare on Elm Street. It was released in '84. Heather Langenkamp and then Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. A group of teens are hunted in their dreams by Freddy Krueger, a burned killer who strikes while they sleep. And there's so much more to it than that. And especially when you're,
Yeah.
16 years old and pretty
Yeah,
naive
right?
and sheltered. And you see the claw and the hand and the face and yeah. Like if I watched it now, I would
Yes.
probably laugh at it, kind of like, "Oh my god, are you serious? Please." But at the time, and I hate it when people say, like, Star Wars, for its time, it was the best movie in the blah blah blah. And I'm always like, "Shut up." But here I am doing
Yeah.
it. For its time, like Nightmare on Elm Street, I
Yeah.
remember how I
Yeah.
felt after watching it.
And
And yeah,
that's what movies are about. That's
horrified.
right, is how it makes you feel. So,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually seen
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street, but um dear listeners, Janet and I tried to come up with a concept for this Halloween episode, and we decided, well, let's watch a couple of classic Halloween movies, including the original Halloween. I started that movie and I got about 20 minutes in, and I was like, Janet, I can't watch this. It's so bad because of the times, it was just like a man in a mask walking around and lurking behind bushes. I couldn't get into it. I couldn't so anyways, that's why we decided let's just like give folks our top our faves. But
Mhm. And I did after Rachel texted me, I was like, "Well, I'm not even gonna bother because if she can't get through 20 minutes of it, then
I
I know I
couldn't
don't have the
and that one's
patience
like
to
such a
even
classic,
try."
but I couldn't
So,
do it. Maybe I'll give it another shot another time. But anyways.
yeah.
So the next one on my list and really one of my all-time spooky favorites is American Horror Story, the TV show. The first season was released in
Mm.
2011, and it stars Jessica Lange, Sarah Paulson, Evan Peters, among many, 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 many other amazing actors and actresses. And it's an anthology horror series where each season explores a new nightmarish theme, from haunted houses and asylums to witches, cults, and the apocalypse. And I will say that I think the first couple of seasons were my favorites, like better than some of the newer seasons. Apocalypse was not as good as the haunted house. Like season 1, so good. That was the haunted house one. Asylum, so
Mhm.
good. And that one spurned the
Oh,
spin-off
yes.
Ratchet starring Sarah Paulson, which was also amazing. The witch season I thought was really good. The cult season was decent, but then we got to like Hotel and I was like, meh. Um, but overall, I felt
Mhm.
like that series was just so good.
I'm with you. It started off
Mhm.
on a really high note. Um, the original season. And I sort of liked the way they would bring the same
Yeah.
actors back in,
Yeah.
no matter what they were doing. I liked the one about
Oh, yeah. The colony.
Croatoan. Do you remember that one? Kathy Bates was
That was
Kathy
Roanoke.
Bates, that was a good one. I yeah, oh, okay, Roanoke. I didn't watch the one with the clowns and it was political.
Circus.
I don't remember what season that
Circus,
was.
I think. Or Carnival.
No, I
No.
watched
Oh,
Circus. Yeah, Carnival, but there was one where people were watching some kind of political thing on TV
I
and
think that
people
one's
broke
Cult,
in and
right? Okay. Anyway, well,
okay, I didn't
see,
watch that
they
one.
got a
Yeah.
little. Yeah, the
That
newer seasons weren't as good as the
mhm.
originals. So, but
Yeah.
love that show.
Yeah. But I'm with you. Yeah. Okay, next on my list is Gerald's Game from 2017 with Carla Gugino and Bruce Greenwood. A woman's romantic getaway turns into a nightmare when her husband
Coitus.
dies mid sexy bed games. Thank you, Sheldon. And Amy Farrah Fowler, and leaves her handcuffed to a bed.
Oh, I didn't.
I read the book. And I like had to sit down and talk to somebody about it. Like it messed with me. It really messed with me. The movie I was good. I think just the general concept of the story is what really, really got to me because there's something about being emotionally vulnerable, but there's also something
Yeah.
about being physically vulnerable and alone. And then you
Yeah.
realize you're not alone, but you can't do anything about it. Man, that anyway,
Yes.
it's really
See,
and that's also
Steven
another one
just
written
stands
by
the
Stephen
test of
King.
time. He's got some spooky, scary stuff.
Mhm.
The next one up for me is another TV show.
Yes.
It's The Haunting of Hill House, and that was released on Netflix in 2018. It stars Michelle Huisman. I don't know if I said that right. Huisman, Carla Gugino. Thank you. And
Gugino.
Victoria
Mhm.
Pedretti. A beautifully tragic ghost story that intertwines supernatural terror with the lingering trauma of a fractured family. This, I just felt like this show was done so beautifully. Like, not only the cinematography, it made it so spooky, but also the twist ending. I was not expecting like
Mhm.
how that storyline was going to play out, and I was like, well done. You know what? Because usually I have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. You know, I'm one of those people who tries to guess the whole
Mhm.
movie, and I don't spoil it for myself ahead of time like
Yep.
Janet does and look things up. And this show, I was literally shocked by the twist. I was like, what? So I just thought it was so well done and such good acting and just loved it.
So that's also an anthology
Yes.
series, right? There's like maybe 2 or 3 of those and
Yeah,
they
I
tell
think the
different
next season
stories.
was like Bly Manor.
Oh, okay. Okay. So is that the one where the girl was
Yes.
seeing visions and she wakes up and sees
Yes.
somebody in her face and then you find out later?
Yes. So good.
Yes,
And
that
I
was
don't
so good.
and if you
Yeah,
I'm
you know
not
what I'm
going to
talking about.
spoil it because if you haven't watched The Haunting of Hill House on
No.
Netflix, go watch it and tell us what you think of that twist because it is so freaking good. Probably one of the best twists ever. Like I did not see it coming
Ever.
at all. And it was just genuinely like spooky. Very good.
Very good one. Very good one. That's another one I think where obviously like the house is a character, you know, like if it wouldn't have played out the same if they lived in
Right.
an
Yeah.
apartment, you know. So anyway. All right, so next on my list is the original
Ooh.
Poltergeist from 1982 with Jo Beth Williams and Craig T. Nelson. A suburban family's home becomes a gateway for malevolent spirits that abduct their young
Malevolent.
daughter. Malevolent. Not just nasty spirits, but malevolent. This whole movie, some of the characters, the little woman who's like oh God, I can't remember the name of her character. But she's a very short woman who she's like a
Oh, yeah.
medium or something. She always creeped me out. There's the really tall man in the black suit with the black hat, the very old man. I can't remember. Anyway, creeped me out. Um, and then I specifically remember a scene where a kid is in bed and they look across the room and see a toy and they know something's wrong, so they close their eyes, and when they look again, the toy
I
is
hate those.
closer. So the toy moved by itself. How can the toy move by itself? And then it gets closer.
Yeah. That's another classic for sure.
Anyway, classic. And there's also one that has another one of those behind the scenes where all of the things that happen to people involved in the
No, I
filming of the
haven't.
movie. Have you ever seen that?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
people who died, and it was like the movie
That's
was
true of,
cursed.
like, they say that about The Exorcist also. Which is not on my list, but
Yep.
also honorable mention to The Exorcist. Yeah, Poltergeist is a good one. So the next two on my list, I'm going to kind of combine them because they go together in my mind for some reason. But the first one is called What Lies Beneath, and it was released in the year 2000, and it stars Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford. And it's about a woman who begins to suspect her lakeside home and her marriage harbors chilling secrets from beyond the grave. And I put that together with this next one, Gothica, released in 2003. It stars Halle Berry and Robert Downey Jr., and it's about Halle Berry. She's a psychiatrist, wakes up as a patient in her own mental institution after being accused of murder, and she's haunted by something she can't explain. So both of these movies were so good to me at the time, and they just have always stuck with me over the years. They're both kind of like ghosts from the grave trying to tell someone their story kind of thing. And I just think that they were both really good, and you should watch them if you've never seen them because they both have, first of all, phenomenal actors and actresses in them. Both, have a couple jump scares and whatever. And the storyline, like the reveal of the story of like what's happened is pretty good too in both of them. So I recommend both of them, What Lies Beneath and Gothica.
I watched What Lies Beneath way back, but I don't remember a lot about it other than Michelle. I feel like there's something about a car and a lake, but okay. And I've never seen Gothica before.
You'll have to watch
Okay,
it.
I'll add that to my list.
It's good.
Thank you. Okay, next on my list is the 2007 movie called 1408 with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson, Mary McCormick. This is also based on a Stephen King short story, possibly, or book. A skeptical writer checks into a haunted hotel room only to face horrors that challenge his disbelief. And first of all, John Cusack, I love him. I love almost everything he's done. He's a brilliant actor. But this one, I feel like I had read the short story again, or whatever it was by Stephen King, and then I saw the movie. And it's so strange. Like, he goes into it like I would. Like, I'm like, oh, God, give me a break. We know this shit's not real. And then by the end of it, you're like, oh, my God, that shit's real. And, his experiences change him. So it was, and considering it was almost all him, there's some
I
beginning
think I
and the
saw
end
that
people,
movie like once when it came out,
good.
so I'm foggy on the details. But I feel like if I'm remembering correctly, it kind of reminds me of that movie Numbers with Jim Carrey, like kind of a spooky movie too. Nope, not Jim Carrey. There's another movie with Jim Carrey that's got numbers in a hotel room.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. This one was more like the actual hotel room itself. Yeah,
gotcha.
it just happened to be that room.
My next one is
but yeah, I know
Us.
which one you're talking about. That was really good.
2019, Jordan
Yes.
Peele. First of all of his horror movies are so good for different reasons. Released in 2019, I think I said, but stars Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke. A family's beach vacation turns nightmarish when they encounter terrifying doppelgangers of themselves. And it really plays into like the parallel universe idea and like weird government things and like you're not. I don't know that movie. I just felt like that movie was so good. Yeah, spooky.
Their voices. If they just sounded like you and me, it wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
been half of what it was.
Yeah. So I mean, big shout out to
That's what
Jordan
really
Peele.
creeped
He
me out so
does
much.
horror very well. He's like the modern horror guy.
Did you see
Yes.
Nope?
About the
That was
aliens.
good.
That was so creepy. I feel like his films
I
just
enjoyed
like they take a concept and they just go. They go the distance on that concept and
Mhm.
they're just so good. They just really make you
Mhm.
think. So
I feel like he has a new one or a new one is coming,
well,
but I can't put my finger on it. But
yes.
yeah, I would
Well,
I
while
would go
you're
see
talking about your
anything
next one,
that was
I'll look
his.
up
So.
what he's got cooking.
Oh, thank you. We don't want to leave anybody hanging, so thank you. Next on my list is the 2005 film The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Mm.
And this stars Laura Linney and Tom Wilkinson and Dexter's sister from the series Dexter plays Emily. A priest is put on trial after a failed exorcism leads to a young woman's mysterious death. And I mean, give me an exorcism any day of the week. Like, you can reel me in with an exorcism with any
Yes.
movie or TV show. Um, I love Laura Linney. She was so good in this movie. And I don't know what it is. Growing up in a Christian household, going to church, I was Methodist, so we don't really talk about things like demons. But there's just something about that, I guess the relationship, I don't know, with Christianity, with God versus evil and demons, and just gets me every time.
I really like that
Just
movie too.
brilliantly done
I
movie.
think exorcism movies definitely get you. And just to follow up on Jordan Peele, he actually just had a movie release in September called Him. I know which I haven't gone to see yet, but it's about an athlete and a professional athlete and whatever. And it looks like they're
It's about
right. And it looks
football,
like
but not
oh,
football.
never mind. Okay. So yeah, that's his most recent is Him, which we should see. Janet. Oh, you have?
I have seen it.
Oh, you did?
Rocked my world. I will go
Okay.
see it again with you if you want to go see it so we can talk about
perfect.
it.
Well,
You
you heard it here
will
first,
love
listeners.
this
Dear
movie.
listeners, we're
There
gonna
you
go
go.
see it. My next one is
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Hello. That was released in 1991, stars Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins, and it's about a young FBI trainee who must seek the help of an imprisoned cannibalistic killer to catch another serial murderer. And this one is one of the movies that were inspired by Ed Gein. And just honestly a classic. In 91, I definitely did not watch it in 91 because I was only 6. So thank goodness my parents didn't do that to me, but I did see it. I don't remember the first time I saw it, but it's just so good. It's just a good movie. So if you haven't seen it, it's a classic. Definitely recommend it. It's not like a spooky jump out at you story either. It's like murderer scary. Yes.
Sinister.
Yes.
It's very sinister, I think. And if it weren't, I don't know that anyone could have done Anthony as good as Anthony Hopkins, as well as Anthony Hopkins did in that role. Yeah. Next on my list is Hellraiser from 1987. Andrew Robinson, Claire Higgins, Doug Bradley. A man's search for forbidden pleasures opens a portal to a dimension ruled by the sadistic Cenobites. And I did not see this in 1987, because that would have messed me up. And I'm sure if I went back and watched it now, I would be like, oh, please, this is so silly. But the first time I saw it, just it was so creepy, and there was a
Yeah.
gory feel to it as well. And then Pinhead shows up. And now when I see that, I'm thinking, oh, I wonder how much time he had to spend in makeup every day for every scene. Or was it a cap that they put on that had the pin? But then the first time you see it, you're like, he's got pins in his head. So when I saw this, I was not as cynical and clinical as I
I've
tend to
never
be
seen
these
it,
days.
but I don't really have a
But
desire to.
an
be
oldie
honest
but
with you.
goodie. Mhm. And there are several squeakles.
Yeah,
I don't even know how many,
they've
but
sequeled a
yeah,
lot
the
of
first
these
one
like
was the
old classic movies
rough one.
into like, come on, quit. The
Mhm.
next one on my list is The Conjuring.
Oblivion. Yeah.
And that was released in 2013. It stars Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. It's based on the true cases of paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. A family's farmhouse becomes a battleground against demonic evil. And there's a couple more Conjuring movies as well that talk about or that are based on other investigations of Ed and Lorraine Warren. But if you don't know who Ed and Lorraine are, they were real people who were paranormal investigators. Lorraine, I don't remember what she called herself, a psychic or a medium or something along those lines.
Medium. Yeah.
And they're world famous for the work that they've done in the field of paranormal research. So definitely a spooky movie. The acting was fantastic. And just like kind of that classic horror movie feel to those movies, like spooky, foggy cemetery at night, like that kind of feel. So I've always liked those movies.
Mhm. Yeah, I did sort of an honorable mention of all the Conjuring movies because that I don't even know how many are in that family. I think Annabelle
Yeah, I
is
haven't even
also
watched
part of
Annabelle, but yeah.
that group. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. And also the fact that it's based on what real people experienced.
Yeah, agreed.
It
Makes it more
fascinates me.
spooky too.
So yeah, good call. Next on my list is Saw from 2004. Carrie Elwes, Lee Winnell, and Tobin Bell. Um, and again, it was more gore horror, I guess.
Yes.
But what really got me, and again, this
Yes.
movie's 21 years old, so spoilers, not my problem. These two men awaken in a deadly trap orchestrated by the sadistic jigsaw killer forced to make unthinkable choices to survive, blah, blah, blah. Gore, death, blah, 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 stress, trauma. But at the very end,
Yeah.
dude wasn't dead. And that,
100%.
again,
And
threw my little brain
I
off
feel like
the
the
edge of the
Saw
cliff. Yeah.
movies sort of brought the body horror genre to mainstream, in my opinion. I mean, because they are the epitome of body horror.
Yeah.
People are cutting off their limbs and shit to get out of these traps, and they're very gory. They're very gross.
Right.
Ugh. Like I just I've seen the first one, maybe a couple of the sequels back in the day, but I will never watch them again. I don't wanna.
I know.
Once was enough.
Yep.
But yeah,
Once was
definitely
enough.
classics in the horror genre. My last two,
Right.
my last
You're
two I'm gonna
next.
combine again,
Yeah.
because they're both Stephen King. Misery, released in 1990. It stars Kathy Bates and James Caan, and it's about an injured author becomes the captive of his number one fan in a claustrophobic battle of obsession and survival. And then, of course, It, also released in 1990. And that stars Tim Curry, Richard Thomas, and John Ritter. A group of childhood friends reunites as adults to confront the shape-shifting clown that terrorized their small town decades earlier. Both of those movies, I mean, as I mentioned before, It was my first horror movie. and it terrified me. And and it just, again, in that genre of Stephen King, both of these movies, the storyline is just so creepy and spooky and like, ugh. Misery, Jesus, like, wow, that movie.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, you should go see Misery. I've not read the book, but I'm sure it is also good. It is like 1,000 pages, so literally. I haven't read that book either because it's really, really large. But the movie is good. So both of those Stephen King shout outs, and both are just spooky. I mean, you can't, I don't, I don't know that you can really go wrong with Stephen King.
No, you can't. Except for the
I haven't
Langoliers,
seen
which
that.
are really stupid. Um, have you seen the remakes of
I,
it?
s-
I think there have been a
I
few.
saw
There's another one coming
I
out,
saw the first
a
one
series coming
with
out.
Skarsgård, right? Yeah, that one was good. I thought he's very scary. He does so good in a scary role.
Yes.
So I definitely thought that was good. I don't think I saw the sequels of the new ones, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Skarsgård was
oh
also he was
yes, yes, I
Nosferatu
did. I
in the
watched
most
that
recent
too.
release. Yeah. All right. Since you did some combos, I still have 4 on my list. So I'm going to go through these quickly because I know everyone's taking notes and wants
Of
to rush
course.
out to watch everything we're recommending. Sinister,
Mm.
Sinister from 2012, Ethan Hawke and Juliette Rylance. Anything with Ethan Hawke, enough said. A true crime writer discovers disturbing home movies that reveal a supernatural entity linked to brutal murders. He buys the house because it's a murder house, and he's going to write a
Of
book,
course.
which was a huge mistake. The the score to that
Mm.
movie will mess you up. Like, not even the movie itself, but anyway, so good. Insidious from 2010, Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne, parents enlist paranormal experts when their son falls into a coma and becomes a
Ooh.
vessel for dark spirits. It was really good. And there's a scene, what always gets me is when you're looking at something and you turn away, and when you look back, there's something horrible
Yes.
there that wasn't there before, and it scares
Yes.
the crap out of
Like,
you. Yeah, like I screamed out loud. I never. There's a scene in
oh
this
my,
movie. I
it's
just
always the
like
bathroom mirror
I
scenes for me.
scare the crap out of me.
When they're looking in the bathroom mirror, they open it up and they
Yes.
close it and there's somebody behind them. That always makes me shit my pants. I mean, yes, so
Yes.
that gets me
Yes.
too, girl.
Uh, And if I think about it too much, like if I'm brushing my teeth and looking
Mhm.
in the mirror and it's dark, like it's at night or something, and I look down, and then when I look back
Yeah.
up, I'm like, oh God, what's going to be there? Like I have those moments because I've
Same.
watched too
Mhm.
much scary shit. Anyway, um, highly recommend this one. I don't even know if it ever made it to the theaters. It's called Session 9 from 2001 with David Caruso and Peter Mullen. An asbestos crew working in an abandoned mental asylum begins to unravel under the building's haunting influence. Um, I It's a little slow, but it is creepy as fuck. I
Okay.
highly
I've never
recommend this
watched
one.
it. I'm gonna have to
I
go ahead.
Something about
I'll have to check
oh,
that
you
out.
will. It's so good, so good. And then finally, at the end of my list is a movie that was released this year, Long Legs, with Nicolas Cage and Micah Monroe. An FBI agent investigates a decades-old serial killer case intertwined with occult forces in her own dark past. I have never seen Nicolas
Mhm.
Cage in a role like this, and that man has done brilliant. That man
Mhm.
has done horrific, awful. This is something new that he has never done, and it is one of the
Really? I
creepiest
didn't
things I've ever seen. His voice, his appearance,
I'll
so
have to watch it.
freaking
I didn't watch it.
creepy.
Okay. I'll
You should.
just add it
Messed
to
up.
the
So
TBW
messed
list.
up.
You know, there's the TBR list for readers, the to be read. So I'm going to put it on my TBW, to be watched list. Long legs. Well, thank you.
And you're welcome.
So that wraps up our, I don't know, I don't know if I'd say favorite scare. Some are favorites. Some are just like, watch this if you want to remember it for the rest of your life and be fucked up in the brain. And others are just classics. So if you are wanting to get your spooky on for the next week or so, because Spooky Day is next Friday when this will be releasing. So I'm talking in the past or future. I don't know. You will hear this and
future Rachel.
Anyways, so just prepare your spooky pants. Wear it depends if you need to, because you might dookie your pants. You never know. Let's get the for sure.
And sleep with the lights on. Yeah. And before we say goodbye, I just wanted to do a quick shout out.
Yep.
Do people still do shout outs? Anyway, whatever you want to call it. We love doing this podcast and we love talking about movies and TV shows. If you can't tell, we absolutely love it. And we hope the world is listening, but we know we have some listeners. And I just wanted to say a special thank you. We have listeners in Canada, Australia, Scotland, Sweden, Germany, Spain, UK, Ireland, Italy, Portugal, India, Philippines, Ghana, Singapore, and Georgia. You know who you are. If you're that one person in Ghana who happened to download our podcast and listen to it, all the love is coming right at you across the lands and the waters.
The lands and the waters. Aw.
And more lands and more waters. So.
And to our United States listeners, we'll shout, and that was Georgia, the country, by the way.
The country, Georgia. Thank you.
Country, Georgia. And some of our United States listeners are from Virginia, North Carolina, obviously, California and Washington, Michigan, Massachusetts, New York, Ohio, Tennessee, New Jersey, Oregon, South Carolina, Colorado, Georgia, the state, Illinois, Maine, North Dakota, and Utah. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to us ramble on and on and on about things that we care about and not everyone does. But thank you for listening to us breathe and talk.
And we hope you have an extra spooky, dark and twisty, frightening Halloween. And we'll talk to you on the next episode.
Yes. Happy spooky season. Okay, bye.
This episode was produced by Ryan Wyrick.
Follow us on Instagram at Should I Watch That 25 and on Facebook at Should I Watch That.
Email us at shouldiwatchthat25@gmail.com.
Like, follow, and review wherever you listen to us.
Or wherever you cast your pods. Thanks.
Thank you.